make sure that they can hear you.
Well, here we are, everybody, and welcome. I just want to make sure you can all hear me, so let me know in the chat. I am just sort of, oh yes, waving back at Zeno. Yes, he came in and helped me get moved over for this, and there's part of him right now making sure that we can do all this. There we go. Hello, Carol Sue Pope. Hello, everybody. It's really, really great to have all of you here. Some of you have been, sounds fine, great, very good, nice to hear that. Some of you have been with us for a few hours. If you came over from the sale with Yvonne Thrifty Rich, that was so much fun. And Yvonne, I think you're here, and I want to thank you again. And I did not mean to catch you off guard with this other sale. I just wasn't sure. Usually your sales are like 2 hours and you're out, and so I wasn't so specific about mentioning that I had this already scheduled, but I scheduled this like 4 weeks ago. So thank you for being so accommodating. Thank you all for being here. We're going to have some fun. And yes, I see the Esquire babe is kind of distracting. We'll talk about her for a minute, and then we may take her down actually, because she also glares a lot. So but we are, speaking of Esquire, well, we of course are in the holiday season, and Esquire was a very important magazine in the holiday season because it always did gift guides, and they were very focused on it. And this one is during the war, so the gift guide is rather on the thin side, but it made up for it because they had the entire Varga Girl calendar prints inside of this. Varga was an interesting guy. He came from Brazil. He got off of the ship in New York, looked around at all the beautiful women. He'd been an illustrator, and he said, hey, you know what? I want to draw pretty women. And he got the gig with Esquire, and eventually they had a falling out, and he had to go work on his own, and he changed his last name to Vargas in those pictures. So that's after the late 40s. But here is their gift guide for 1943. Now, I wish I had some of this stuff to sell now. But here they are talking about all those little things that you can get. This is wartime, so there's restrictions, so you don't see some of the stuff that we would usually think of as gifts. But there's, of course, cigarette holders, because it's the 40s, and little wristwatches and wallets and all sorts of devices and cute things like that. But Esquire was definitely a trendsetter and a leader for a while. Here's a page full of holiday gifts from them to get you in the mood in the winter of 1943. It's funny, I think I've had that Christmas plate with the tree in the middle a few times there. And you can see all the other stuff here. So I got a big kick out of this. And here, of course, the other part of the gift guide, clothing and jewelry and tacks and collar stays and all of those little accessories. And boy, you know, a lot of this is very collectible now. So I love the typeset. I love the sort of funny Technicolor that is almost right, but not quite. I just thought this was kind of beguiling. So I thought that could start us off this evening because, as you noticed, I do have the 1949 Esquire Girl calendar in the background. I am going to take her down because I agree that she's distracting. Because she's in a very glossy envelope. But this is here. If anyone is interested in this, it is for sale, and I would be willing to run it. But you can let us know in the chat if you are looking for a Varga Girl calendar. They typically sell for about $65 to $80 now. So anyway, distracting in the right ways. Yes. Well, she certainly distracted a few people, I'm sure. So let's go ahead and get started here. I showed a picture of some of the things that I'm bringing. I've added a few things. I've got to be honest, this is kind of potpourri. I really planned and got ready for our glowy sale because that was our big event today. And this sale is going to be fun, but it's going to be a little piecemeal. So what piece should we start with? I think in the honor of Christmas, and because these are nice, cute little things that are not terribly expensive, we'll start with a couple of Christmas-related things in ceramic. And I need to jot this down too. 73 card, and I also have the Wedgwood. Okay, so these are ornament. Well, one's an ornament and one is a Christmas card. And we are starting these at $5 each. And the article was long and wordy, yes, because, well, they figured it was wartime and people had a lot of time to sit around and read magazines, and they didn't have as much to do because there were a lot of restrictions on travel at that point. You had to have gas rations. You couldn't really go anywhere. This is going to be $5 starting bid on these, and I will show you what they are. We have the choice here is between the Francoma Christmas card from Christmas of 1973 or the Wedgwood ornament in the original box. And $5 is the starting price here. Can you tell me yes or no that you have bid? I'm sorry. Yes, absolutely. I know you were trying to get a hold of me and I was so busy. I have bid. I put in my high bids on those items. So thank you. Yeah, Miss Wildlife is involved with an estate sale company, and they had some really neat things that she pointed out to me that I made a bid on. So yes, I have, and I put in up to my highest. So if I get it, I get it, and we'll see how it goes. Feng Shui Babe, $5 for choice is our opening bidder. Thank you very much. Let me show you these a little bit more. So the Francoma Christmas card, this started in the, speaking of war restrictions, in 1944. The Franks, and you'll see their name on the back, John and Grace Frank and their daughter Janice, who ran the company. I think Janice might have just been a baby then. They did not have any money to buy people Christmas cards or do anything for their accounts. And so they took what, because there were so many restrictions on material, they took what little clay and glaze they had, and they made little tiny trays and put Merry Christmas on them and sent them in lieu of Christmas cards, and that was called the Christmas card. They didn't do it again for a few years, and people started asking and saying, that was really neat. We'd like to have you do that again. So they started it up again, and it became a regular series. By the early 70s, they were all done in this bone white. Pete Curtis, thank you very much. I see you at $10. Let me get that up there. I'll try to keep the bids up there for you. So they started doing these. Christmas of 1973 was actually the last Christmas for John Frank. He passed away in 1973. He had been the small businessman of the year before. The other piece is this piece. It is Wedgwood. It is an ornament. I have it upside down. That's a little bit better. You see it's got a hanging hole. Here is the original box. And I've got a message coming in. Hi there, Sharon. I still have your red compote for you, Sharon, too. So if you end up getting anything tonight, we can combine those. If you bought from me on Tuesday or you bought from me with Yvonne tonight, we can combine shipping on any of those things. I'm going to just turn this up slightly. Okay, we're going to turn up the volume slightly for you here.
See if that's okay.
Okay, let us know if this is too loud, but I think this will be better. Lots of glowing stuff to sell. Well, Denise, I'll try to come see you. If it's distorted, let us know. The Francoma piece, I did say it was white. The color they said that they called it is bone white, but it does look slightly pink because the bone white glaze is covering up this very dark red clay, which was Sapulpa clay. This was their second factory, and the Sapulpa clay was a lot darker and pinker than the earlier stuff from the Ada clay, and that's why you see a little bit of a pink glow. And then on the Wedgwood piece, it is marked Wedgwood on the back. It's good and not distorted. Thank you, that's great. Sharon Horsley at $25 for choice. And we are going to go ahead and I'm going to put the timer on. This is how we're going to run all of these. When the bids start to rise up, then we will put the timer on, and this is your last minute, so we all know how much time there is to bid. Do get your bids in. I do not do just in case, so put in the bid for what you're really willing to pay, because that's it. And when we this will automatically put bid end for us, and you'll hear a little ring, and then I've got another computer here where I can see the lag, so we can make sure the right person is the high bidder on this. We are at $25 for choice. The high bidder will get the first item, and the backup bidder will have the option on the second one if, in fact, the first bidder doesn't take both. The Wedgwood does have the original box, and like you see, there was sort of a big tape thing on there, so it does have that. But it does have its original liner and the top and everything, so that should be a pretty easy ship. We've got Pete at 27, Sharon at 30 is the high bidder. And we are just waiting for this to wind down, and we will see where this goes from here. And we're waiting for bid end, and the bid end came in, and Sharon Horsley at $30 choice. These are up for grabs for you. Please let us know which you're interested in. If you take both, they're both yours. If you leave one, then we'll let the backup bidder know. Hi, Lorraine. I'm glad you made it too. It's really nice to have all of you folks here. Thank you for joining us this evening. I will have one more sale next Tuesday. That'll be my last sale for the pre-Christmas season. Sharon would like the Wedgwood. Very good. Pete Curtis is the backup bidder. Pete, if you're interested in the Francoma, let us know. I will make a note right now for Sharon on this. And yes, Sharon, let me... please do send me email at theantiquenomad@gmail.com, and we will put those that item together with the other one that you have and get that all sent out to you. And you would like the Francoma, Pete. Well, thank you very much. I will put that aside for you. I thought those were pretty neat pieces, and that's a fun way to get started here. And we have some things that are fun and not terribly expensive, and we have a few things that are kind of pretty neat and are a little more sought after. So we'll have fun with all of this. Oh, I think these will be fun next. Let's start these off, and this is going to be you did your Christmas tree all Wedgwood this year. Oh, how nice! Well, perfect timing. That's great. We'll have another one for you to add. And it should get there before Christmas Day. At this point, things seem like they're shipping. If we get it in by this weekend, everything's supposed to ship and get where it's supposed to go. Joanne Gibson, nice to see you. All right, so this next group here, I'm going to do these individually. It will be choice. We're going to start these at $5 each as well. And they're really, really darling. And I'll show you a little bit about them. I figured it is the season for people to have parties and make things. So this one, these were all done by Women's World magazine, and they're all from about, I would say from the graphics, it may even say in here, yes, 1937. And looky there, Technicolor, every recipe guaranteed. I'm not sure how they guarantee that you're a good cook, but anyway, let's put in the starting bid here. Starting bid, yeah, I bet it is amazing. It's really cool. I love when people do theme trees. I just think it's really neat. We did one year in an antique mall. We got this huge collection of fishing lures, and we decorated an entire tree in fishing lures, and it did really well. So $5 on choice of these. Here's the children's party book. I just think the graphics are really, really, really fun. And this one, another collection of tested menus from Women's World. All of these should be 1930. Oh no, this one says 1928. So they probably copyrighted and then just kept adding to this series. They're in pretty good condition overall. This one is When a Little Girl Loves to Give a Party. Okay, well this one is not in great condition actually. I just noticed there's a little problem with one of the pieces in the back. So we're going to drop that one out. If the high bidder loves it, we'll throw it in. So we've got two choice, sorry about that. $5 each. Nancy McMullen at $6 is our opening bid. Thank you very much, Nancy. The other one that we have here besides the cakes and desserts that we did is the canned cookery. And these are for tasty meals that you can do quickly. I guess this was as instant as it got, but look at the graphics on that. The butterfly is really cool. I love those bell flowers coming down. This one is in very nice condition, and it's as good to eat as to look at. Well, I would hope it would be better. Creston has a Pez tree. Okay, that sounds really fun. I would love to see a tree covered with Pez. That sounds really entertaining. Okay, Nancy McMullen at $6 each is our current bidder here. I'm going to go ahead and hit that button. So we'll give everybody 1 minute if you want to get in. Otherwise, Nancy will have her choice on these. And that third one, Nancy, if you end up with the one or both of these, I will just throw that in because it does have that little bit of damage that we spotted. So we're just winding down here. Yeah, it's funny. It looks like those graphics, but they're definitely 1930s era. You can kind of tell by the children. They're a little more cherubic. In the 50s, things get a little bit more Technicolor. But yeah, the graphics are really great. and I just like the color. It's interesting too, because back when this was done, you usually didn't do anything regarding the kitchen in black because it was considered unsanitary. So they took a real leap with this for the era, but look how great the graphics are and the way they pop out because of it. All right, we're winding down the last 10 minutes. It looks to me like Nancy's probably gonna get her choice on these. Unless, yeah, you weren't that far off, Lorraine. You're pretty close. I just like to amplify things a little bit so that it kind of refines for all of us. There's our bid end. And Nancy, it is up to you if you would like one or both, and I will throw the party book in for free, like I said. And you'd like both. Okay, very good. Thank you. We'll get those to you. Let me just make a quick note of it. And again, if you have anything that you bought on Tuesday or at the sale with Yvonne earlier, I will combine shipping as much as I can. And 3 party books. And if you are somebody who hasn't bought from me recently, please do send your email. Or if you've bought from me and haven't sent an email yet, please send your email to me at theantiquenomad@gmail.com. Don't assume that I have it, even if you're my best friend and we've done a ton of business and known each other our whole lives. The way the system works with the pirate ship and the stuff where we keep this, it sometimes blanks out and we don't know why. Usually you're in there, but once in a while I've had people disappear. Let's see, my tree is decorated with a couple of hundred pushpin ornaments my Polish grandma made in the 60s and 70s. Isn't that cool? I love all of that. What a descriptive word. I'm sorry, I don't even know what I said, Janet. You'll have to you'll have to clue me in. I get rambling sometimes here. I have a crystal Tiffany tree, no need to decorate. Well, that is one way around it. Yes, exactly. I have in the back here I had my aluminum tree, but I had to move it. I've got an acrylic tree here and a ceramic tree over there, and they're wonderful because you just plug them in. All right, let's see. Let's get on to another item here. I think we'll do, let's do a couple of cute things that are fun, and then we'll get into some more serious stuff. But I really like these. This is going to be choice again. We're at that point in Christmas where there's just enough time if you want to add a decoration or two. The first one here, this is one of the little carolers. It's made out of very, very light ceramic. It almost feels like paper mache, but it is ceramic. These were made in Japan. You can barely see the ink stamp there, copyright 1959 on the bottom. And then this guy is going to be from about the same area. He is a plastic fantastic Santa, but he's got a hole in the back, and you could clip him onto a light, so he's actually a light cover. And but he does stand straight. And let's see here, starting bid $5 choice again. I think we'll do on these. And well, thank you. I try to inform because it's the only way any of us know anything. And if I know something you don't, I want to share it. And if you know something I don't, I want to hear it. I get a lot of comments from people who say, well, you said something and you were sort of right, but there's more to the story. And that's how I learn too. Here is the choice here. So $5 starting bid choice. This is from right about 1970. You see she has one little blue rhinestone they've attached, and she's a caroling angel. Critter Girl's in at $5. Thank you very much. And there's the back of her. She's in overall really good shape. I noticed just a little bit of scraping on the bottom there. Beth Kemper at $6. Thank you. And this will be for choice. Here is Santa. He is plastic fantastic. He is 50s. He's got a little red spot on his nose. He might have had a snort or two, you know, the mall Santas, you just never know. But this one has a little hanging hook. It's got everything it's supposed to because it's got the hanging hook if you want to hang him. He can sit flat if you want him to sit flat. And then he's got this clip in the back to hold onto a Christmas light. Denise Carter at $7 is our current high bidder. And I'm going to go ahead and put the timer on. We are in the last minute on these. It will be choice again. And so the high bidder will get one or both depending on what they like. And Beth is in at $8. There we go. And Janet, I will have to watch the film again and see what I said, because I've got to be honest, it came in my ear and left. Let's see there. Denise Carter, $9. Yeah, well, you know, it is the season, right? And we know that not every mall Santa is a good Santa. $9 choice, and thank you, Janet. Yeah, I'll try to look into that. Sometimes I just don't know what I said. We are down in the last 20 seconds, so get your bids in if you are interested. We've got Beth at $10 for choice. I think these are really cute. I basically have sold most of what I had for Christmas decorations. I've just got a few more things back there, and I will bring them out during this sale. So. And we're just waiting. Cherubic. Oh, okay. Yes. Meaning, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm glad someone was listening to me. I apparently wasn't listening to myself. Beth at $10 each. It is your choice. I'm afraid, Denise, your bid came in just after, but if Beth doesn't take them both, you might have another shot here. We'll wait to see which one Beth wants. Cherubic means basically like cherubs, meaning very round in the face, rosy cheeks, that sort of thing. That was very popular in 1920s and 30s illustration. And Beth would like the Santa. Okay, so Santa goes with Beth. I'm going to put that aside. And if you are interested in the caroler, this would be for Denise. If you're interested in the caroler, please let us know. I'm going to put down Beth for the Santa. And that would be at $10. So let us know about that, Denise. And once we hear from her, then we will go on and find something else interesting to show you folks. I'm going to try to run through a fair amount of lots tonight. We had a really fun, okay, no thanks to that. Well, we'll put her aside for another day. We had a lot of fun on the sale with Yvonne and sold some really neat stuff, and we'll do the same here. And at some point, my voice will say I'm done, but I think we've got a little while here. Let's see. You know, I think I'll run a couple of these because I've noticed that these are popular, and I know there's a couple of folks here who like them. So let me put a couple up here. I'm going to pick these two because they're very Christmassy and specific. All of these are Fenton flat ornaments, and these were done annually towards the end of Fenton production. I think they started in the 90s and went through the end of production. In fact, we just sold the 2008 at the sale with Yvonne. So here are the two Fenton ornaments. We're going to start them at $15 choice. And the choice here is the 1999 Christmas Santa or the poinsettia. And I'm going to go ahead and put the starting bid in here, and we'll let you guys contemplate this. Starting bid is 15, whoops, dollar sign would help, each. And we've got Denise in at 15. That actually would have, there we go. Thank you, Denise. So Denise is our opening bid here. I'll try to, now the interesting thing is these all are hand painted, but it's very hard to find the artist signature sometimes. This one actually has one, and this is Trudy Mendenhall. And if you watch Heidi at Rosie's Auction House, Trudy is a friend of hers. I got to meet Trudy when we went to Marietta last year. Trudy actually signed with 3 different names. She was married, then divorced, then married, then divorced. And so she was Trudy Mendenhall when she was single, and she was Trudy someone else a couple of times. So there's a few signatures of hers. She's a great glass artist, still producing, still painting on Fenton in her 80s, I believe she is. I know we're not supposed to tell age. And then on this one, let's see, we've got Feng Shui Babe at $17 for choice. Thank you very much. This one has the signature right by the poinsettia leaf. And it is, okay, K. Pinklingash, which is someone I'm not actually familiar with. This is a new artist for me. So I see Denise at $25 is our high bid now. These measure just over 3 inches. I'm probably being a little dangerous holding them by the ribbons, even though they're perfectly fine, and that's what they're used for. $28 for Marcy Quarter. And then this one has frit. I don't think the frit glows in a black light in this case because it's red frit, but that is actually glass frit on the surface of that one. So it does have some texture. The other one has a little bit of it in the tree as well. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit the timer on this. We're in the last minute on these. And yes, Trudy has wonderful white hair. Yes, some people are lucky, and when they get older, their hair turns a lovely silver color. The gal who's done our cashiering for years at our estate sale has wonderful silver hair now, and I'm so glad that she doesn't color it because she looks just great the way she is. So we are down to the last 40 seconds here. The back of these always had a nice starburst or snowflake impression. This one has the label on it. Actually, both of these seem to have the Fenton sticker on them. And yeah, I just think this stuff is really neat, and I'm glad that we can get it out in time for you to actually use it this Christmas. That was the idea about having some of these for this sale, is that somebody might get to use them right away. Denise Carter at 32. We're in the last 10 seconds, and we know there's a lag, so hope you got your bids in, and we're going to see when the bid end comes up who is the high bidder with first choice. So, all right, and there it is, Denise Carter at $32 for choice. Please let us know if you are interested in the snowman, the poinsettia, or both. Interesting little factoid I just learned the other day. Poinsettias are not called poinsettias in Mexico, where they come from. We had an ambassador to Mexico in the 1820s who was a botanist, and his last name was Poinsett, and he said, aha, I'm going to take these to America and name them after myself because they've never seen them there, and that's why we call them poinsettias. And that is, both of those are for Denise. Thank you very much. I will make a note of that. Let me make sure I get the right dates down on here. So we have 1999 Santa ornament and the 2001. All right, poinsettia ornament. Very good. All right, I will get that set aside safely here, and we'll go on to our next item here. And thank you, yes, I appreciate that, Miss Wildlife. Thumbs up always helps. We love lurkers. We're happy to have you join us in the chat. You don't have to bid, but you do have to subscribe to this channel at least 2 hours before to bid. That's how we keep the trolls away. So let's see here. I think for fun, let's do a couple of children's books because I have some that I think might be memorable and they might be fun as stocking stuffers. And we're just going to start at $5 on these, but I will put them down real quickly. And we have our choice between one that a lot of us remember from our childhood and one that a lot of other people will remember from their childhood, depending on when your childhood was. And I'll just go ahead and put in the starting bid while I'm thinking about it. These are going to start at $5 for choice. And here we go. There are your choices. We have Uncle Wiggily Goes Camping, or we have Security is a Thumb in a Blanket. So we have a Peanuts book and Uncle Wiggily. And the funny thing is I'm saying, well, depends on your era. I grew up with both of these. My mother was older enough and loved children's books, so she had collected a lot of these. Howard R. Garris came up with Uncle Wiggily way back when, I think in the teens or 20s, Miss Wildlife at $5. Thank you. Appreciate that. And the graphics are just really cute. And Uncle Wiggily had a very fun life. This one is Uncle Wiggily Goes Camping, or how the Ski and Pip fell into trouble and the picnic baskets were mixed up. Also how Uncle Wiggily gave the bad ski an example in arithmetic. Well, that is a whole lot of content for a little book. But the graphics are just so sweet on these. And the Uncle Wiggily is really nice because in this case, it's actually color illustrated all the way through, which they weren't always. And the illustrations are just great. Uncle Wiggily is the older rabbit here in the checkered pants. He liked to walk around with a cane a lot too. You'll see there he is in his cane and top hat. And then we have the other choice here, and again we've got Dawn at $7. The other choice is Security is a Thumb in a Blanket, the classic Peanuts book. These started to be all sorts of gift at Hallmark, actually, I believe, when they first... Okay, Janet says she can't hear me. Is anyone else having that problem? If so, let us know. Lynn Comble at $10 choice. Hi, Lynn. Nice to see you again. If anyone else is having trouble hearing me, let me know. Otherwise, Janet, you may have to refresh. Okay, Rusty Nail is saying that they hear fine, so you may have to refresh. I'm not sure. It might just be you. I hate to say it. Okay, Sherry S says she hears me fine, so you might have a setting or something you need to work with. Determined Productions was the company. They started these before 1962 because you see there is a postal code. As you see, actually 1963 is when this came out. That was the year zip codes came out, but zip codes did not come out till the end of the year. Hello, Daniel Cleese. Nice to see you. Oh, Daniel, I want to finish your order, but there's one more piece. If you look at the email, there's one more piece of information they need me to have so I can do that for you. And if you check the email, it'll tell you what that is. Lynn is at $15 for choice. We're going to go ahead and wind these down here. And here we go with security as being one of the gang. And sometimes that is definitely the truth. The year you were born. Okay. Security is being able to touch bottom. It's interesting that this one's all about security. So yes, I'm glad you're here too, Lynn. And I hope you're enjoying the work you're doing now. Security is having naturally curly hair. So I think these are really cute. And we've got about 30 seconds left. I'm going to bring up the chat on the other computer. There we go, because I want to make sure that I can see you. And there it is. Yes. Oh, thank you for telling her to refresh in the comments. Yes, that'll probably help. And there we go. Down to the last 10 seconds here. It will be choice. If the high bidder doesn't take both, then they will. The backup bidder will have the option of the other book. And we will have the bid end come in here in just a second. Loretta wants her hat back. Yes, I'm going to wear it one more time. In fact, I'm going to wear it right now because it's getting a little chilly in here while we wait for Lynn to tell us which, either or both of the books that she's interested in at $15, and then we'll go to the backup bidder if she doesn't take both. So we'll give her just a minute to do that. And I'm going to set this down real quickly while we wait for Lynn to tell us about that. And I will put my hat back on because when I was doing the show with Yvonne, it was daylight and it was awfully warm in here. And now I could actually use a little bit of head covering. So ho, ho, ho. Okay, Lynn, just let us know if you are interested in one or both of these and we will take it from there. And in the meantime, how are you all doing today? Oh, both, please. Okay, I see it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Lynn. Okay, I'll make a quick note here. And we will have, I've got one more set of children's books that we'll show a little bit later, and we'll have fun with that. But I think that we will, I think I'd like to move on to this just because I thought, love your new job. That's great to hear. Hard to believe it's 11 days till the holiday. That's absolutely right. That's why I'm having a sale, well, 2 sales today. One more on Tuesday, because that'll be about the limit for us to get you things in time. And after that, well, probably have more sales maybe after the holiday. Linus's head was based on a potato chip. Yeah, it's funny too. You can see it in the shape. I'll hold that up one more time in case people are saying, what do you mean? But there it is. Think about potato chips and the way they curve like that. Yeah, I had heard that once too. Charles Schultz said that all of the characters were some representation of him in one way or another, like it was his way to express all of his personalities. Do I combine shipping? Yes, Tammy, I absolutely do. And if you bid and won something on Tuesday, I have not invoiced for Tuesday. And so if you won anything on Tuesday or in the sale with Yvonne earlier today, as long as it's safe to combine shipping, I will. If it gets to be too much for one box, I'll make a second box, but we'll try to keep it as economical as possible. I'm going to start this next one. I'll go ahead and put in the starting bid now while I have my hands free. And this is also going to be $5 choice. And these are some cute choices for people who like angels and fairies and this sort of thing. Because the choice, they're rather different items, but they both have a certain sweetness to them. and they both are angelic in some way or other. So let me show you this one first, because this is an interesting and odd thing. I mean, I think it's great and I really like it, and I've sold these before, but this is a different kind of item, because this, believe it or not, is a piece of porcelain by Villery and Bach. And if you look on the back, it is called a Vilbo card, and this one is the Guardian Angel. Villery and Bach did these. So you notice it says West Germany, so we know it has some age. This is 1980s. And during the 1980s, they had this notion that they would make things like this for people to mail to each other, and then you could hang them on the wall. Well, obviously, the mail system must have been a little safer than it is nowadays. So generally, I don't see people mailing these as postcards, but I do see people enjoying them. So $5 starting bid on that. And then the other choice, this gal is a little pocket mirror. And she is a lovely little fairy. Again, probably about the same era. Looking at the design and the color, I would say this is also 1970s or 80s, but she is a pocket mirror. So you will now see a reflection of my camera or something in the back of it. And it's in good shape. It doesn't have any chips or cracks. It's not missing anything. And yes, it definitely does look Guardian Angel. So if anyone is interested in these, $5 is the opening bid for choice. And if anyone likes them, let us know, because if you do, then I'd love to run them. And if there isn't anyone here for these tonight, then we'll go from there. But I see Daniel at $10, and I don't blame him, because I think these are pretty neat. He's got a good eye, and well, of course, it always is easy to say that when you like a lot of the same stuff. But anyhow, so this is $10 for choice, and I am going to go ahead and put the countdown on. So if anyone else is interested, this is your opportunity to bid. Otherwise, we will have Daniel take his choice, and we'll go from there. And since I still have your other piece for you, Daniel, I can repack and include either or both of these in with it pretty easily. So yes, thank you for laughing. Yeah, I do like the Guardian Angel, because she definitely is guarding, and the background in the trees are really something neat. And then, I don't know, I just think the pixie is fun. I like little pocket mirrors. I have to use one nowadays. It's interesting being on YouTube. Lots of things. You know, I know a lot of people, I've never been the kind of guy who checked himself all the time. And now, oh, if you're suddenly going to be filming, it's really important that you don't have, you know, an eyebrow sticking down in the middle of your eye like happened the other day. So we're down in the last few seconds. I think it's going to be Daniel's choice on these. So Daniel, let us know in the chat which one, or if you want both, we'll send you both. And then we'll go on to another round here, because we do have some other really neat things to show you folks. Jazz music is what I'd play on a date. I love jazz music. Villery and Bach, very good. Thank you, Daniel. All right, V&B postcard, Daniel. Okay, let me set this aside and this aside. It's a little bit of a juggle in here doing, hi Laura, nice to see you. Doing 2 sales in a row means I'm a little cramped for space here. So, let's see, let's go ahead. I'm going to see if we have a customer for this, because I think it's kind of interesting. And I sold the little bear the other day with the with this design painted, and he was a mug. This one actually is a music box, and it does work, but because of YouTube, I have to talk over the music. So I'm going to put it far away for a moment, because it doesn't take much. But it plays This Old Man. So that's the sound you're hearing. And yes, it does look like a bell, because they actually took the base of the bell and put the music box in. They got a music box from Schmid and did this. So while that plays out its last few notes far away from YouTube's ears, I'm going to go ahead and put in starting bid of $15 on that, and we'll see if anybody has interest. I think it's a neat piece. It is custard glass. It did have their... It did have the store price tag on there. I'm embarrassed that I didn't see that, or I would have washed that off. I will make sure we get that clean. April M. Hart, well, thank you very much. Nice to have you here. All right, here is the glow. And you'd see it even more if it didn't have a big old music box in it that's refracting it in my bright light here. Let me see if I can turn one of these lights off. I think Zeno is very smart. He set it up so I can just push a button. That was nice. All right, there you go. Now you see the glow a little bit more. So $15 is the starting bid on this. And there is what it looks like in the custard glass. This particular bear with the top and drum were done as part of a juvenile line primarily. I've only had it on the mugs before. This is the first time I've seen the bear on the music box. So if anyone is interested in that, and yes, thank you very much for becoming a member, April. We only recently started doing memberships on the live channel. We do memberships and there are member perks on the main channel. And I'm sure that we'll start doing some additional things here as well. Okay, I'm not seeing any bidders on this for 15, so I'm older, but the teddy bear is cute, I agree. If anyone's out there for this, let us know and put in a bid. Otherwise, we will pass it and go on to our next item because we've got plenty of things that we can show you tonight. So I'm gonna set him aside and, oh, no, I'm not. Cindy Taylor, $15, our opening bid. Thank you, Cindy. It is a very cute piece and it plays this old man really, really well. The interesting thing is with this particular design, even though this is hand painting, I have never seen an artist attribution for this particular one, which I find rather odd. I'm going to go ahead and hit that 1 minute button. So right now, Cindy is in the driver's seat on this piece. It is rather unusual to have the music boxes. I haven't really seen very many of the Bell music boxes from Fenton. I think it was something they did late in their production because they realized music boxes were popular and why not? And it is kind of a neat idea. But it doesn't ring like a bell, it just plays music. So yeah, this is a very sweet piece. And we're at $15 with Cindy. If anyone else is interested, this is your last chance to bid. We've got about 30 seconds, so all in if you're in. And we will sell this and keep going for the next. So how do I bid? Oh, I'm sorry, April, if you are in the chat, you can bid. You just put in your number and that's your bid. And bid what you're willing to pay for the item, and if you're the high bidder, then it goes to you, or if it's a choice, you get first choice of the items if you are a high bidder. So it's easy as that. And thank you, I'm glad you've been watching, and it looks to me like Cindy, I think you got a great deal on that. I am going to mark down Cindy Taylor and $15 Bell. Thank you very much. So real quickly, because we do have some new folks in the house, I'll try to keep this short, but I just want everybody to know. If you're in the chat, you have to subscribe to be in the chat. And if you're in the chat, then you can bid. And the reason we do that is because it keeps the trolls away, because they're not going to subscribe 2 hours before to send us messages about Russian girls and things like that. So we had an interesting conversation about Russian girls on Yvonne's channel because people were talking about how that gets into the chat sometimes. So that's how we prevent that. If you're in the chat, then all you have to do is bid. If you have not bought something from me recently, then please send an email to me at theantiquenomad@gmail.com if you're the high bidder, and that way we can get everything packed and get you an invoice. You do not have to use PayPal. This is a really good question. I will bill in other ways if you choose, but you need to specify. I tried doing, at one point briefly, I tried billing everybody through Square, and people who didn't use Square were horribly confused or felt uncomfortable with it. So I went back to PayPal as the first choice, but I also do Cash App, I do Venmo, I think I've got Apple Pay now, although I've never used it, but I think we can figure it out. And of course, PayPal is an option as well. I do have a Square reader, so there's all sorts of ways. If you don't like to use PayPal, we have other options. Don't start, please. Okay. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to music box, make sure we've got Cindy's bid down there. So that, yes, I can't wait for you to get that vase too. It's in the, I will be doing a lot of packing And well, tomorrow I have an appointment out of town. Saturday I will be packing, and a lot of things will go out Saturday or Monday. So, um, yes, I know Daniel said that he hated PayPal and had troubles with it, and I get it. You're not the only person who said that. Um, I think we're going to shift gears here for a moment and go to. We are getting right down to the wire on Christmas decorations, but I have a couple of things here. If you haven't strung your tree yet. Oh, did you not get the invoice? Right. That's because I haven't. Yes, I was telling everyone before you got here, if you bought things on Tuesday in the sale with Rosie's Auction House, or you bought things earlier today with Yvonne, we can combine shipping on those things, and then I'll get you an invoice. And if you don't buy anything more, then I'll just invoice you for what you already got. Okay, so here, little last minute Christmas decor. They both work. The tinsel lights are something out of the 1970s. I remember when our neighbors got them, I thought they were so wonderful. Personal credit card can be done through email carefully, and then I will erase and destroy your information after we run it. So yes, that's possible too. So there's the Merry Midget tinsel lights made in Japan expressly for GE. And then there's this guy. This is a plastic, it's like a blow mold, hard plastic. And it is rigged up to be a candle light. These are from the 1960s. The candle is pretty cool, actually, I think. And we're going to do, I think we'll do a starting bid of $7 for choice on these. So $7 is the starting bid. Let me go ahead and get my other screen up there. There we go. Thank you. Yvonne at 10. Thank you very much, Yvonne. So Yvonne's starting us off there. Yeah, I just think these are really cool. The tinsel lights are in the original box, and the tinsel lights are it's a 20 light strand, so this is going to probably go around your tree a couple of times, or if you have a small tree, it might do the whole thing. Miss Wildlife at 15. And yes, Jess, I like I like them too. Miss Wildlife at 15 is our current high bidder, and now Yvonne at 16 for choice. And then the other choice is the candle light. It is the classic chamber stick variety here, as you see. And it's got the lovely holly at the bottom there. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the, there we go, Miss Wildlife at $19. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the 1-minute timer, folks. So you've got a little bit more time to contemplate and get your bids in. But we are at $19 choice on these. And so we'll let that count down and see how we do. The back of this one has very, 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 very explicit instructions. And one of them, I think, shows you that you can actually pull the light bulb out, which is great because some of these old ones, if you took one bulb out, the thing wouldn't work. But this actually works. Cajun Princess Cindy Taylor at 25 is now our high bidder with 20 seconds left. This is for choice. I've got this one upside down now. But just really a lot of fun. I have a little silver tree up for Christmas and a couple of other things. And they say you're not supposed to put the electric lights on the aluminum trees. I'm not really sure why. I mean, I know obviously if it's shorted, you'd have a terrible thing. Cajun Princess at 26. And oh, you're welcome to call me George or Antique Nomad. Hi, Marion. It's nice to see you. And Cajun Princess, $26. You are the high bidder. And if you will let us know if you are interested in the tinsel lights or the electric candle or both. And we'll put them aside. Hi, Sandra. Well, Merry Christmas to all of you too. This is the Christmas look right here. All right, the candle for Cajun Princess, very good. And I guess that means that Cindy Taylor, if you are interested in the lights, let us know, and they will be for you. And thank you for emailing, that's great. I know a bunch of you, I'm seeing some of the emails come in as we speak, so I appreciate that. We're gonna say 26 for electric candle. And hi, Emily, nice to have you. You are welcome to come anytime. My dad was always mad with lights on the tree, off and on, yes. Yeah, my dad would turn them off every night, and then we would sneak out and turn them back on. Okay, Cindy passes on the lights. Let's see, and I think after that was probably Miss Wildlife. If you have any interest in the tinsel lights, let me know. I'll set those aside, and if those are for you, then I will put them with your other pieces, and if they're not, well, then we'll maybe I'll just put them up. All right, let's see here. Okay, very good. Let's see. I think we'll do another. You know, we've done so much Fenton, I think we need to give equal time to another company that did very nice glass. And these pieces are pretty nicely decorated. And I'm going to start them. Let me get a note down for myself here. All right. So I know what I'm doing. We have the choice of that or that. All right. And let me do one other thing I should have done beforehand. We had so much fun on Yvonne's channel that I sort of kind of realized, I didn't realize that we were so close on time to get started on this sale. So there's a few things I haven't done that I should, including cutting one little plastic piece off of this, but I'll do that later. Okay, so we've seen a lot of Fenton in my last few sales because I have a wonderful collection I'm selling, but these pieces are Westmoreland. Yes, Marion, they are Westmoreland. And I have always really liked Westmoreland, particularly their milk glass, which was something they might have been the best known of the milk glass makers back in the Victorian era. I'm going to start these at, we're going to put Westmoreland at $18 choice for starters, because these pieces, these run a little bit higher these days because of the decoration. The decoration was done by a company called Charlton, and Charlton did all of these nice painted designs on, just like Fenton did it in-house. Well, Westmoreland, they got a company to do it for them. We've got Stephanie at $18 choice, our opening bid. And we have a nice choice between the two. Like I said, I've got to get this piece of plastic off. I had a tag on it and I failed to do that. The other thing I need to do, I'm starting to have a big pile here and I'm starting to lose things in the pile, but here it is. This is very important. Denise Carter at $20. Yes, Fenton and Westmoreland, it seems like a lot of the collectors are similar. They do like both pieces because they have that sort of frilly, fun look to them. The Westmoreland basket is 9 inches tall, and we've got Cindy at $21 for choice. And it is painted with a nice bow knot over a rose display here. And the other thing I really liked, just like Fenton, they decorated the back. Charlton decorated the back as well as the front because they were only making money if they dressed it up and made it something different than what Westmoreland already sold. And that's why they also did a lot of the wedding boxes. 23. And yes, I like the decor on the back. The lidded one, Janet, you are on the right track. This is called a wedding box, exactly. They did shorter and taller versions of this. This is the shorter version, but when we say shorter, it's not all that short, actually. The larger version is big, and then there's a really super big version. They made this piece for probably 100 years in different colors, off and on. This is the 8-inch version, which is the small one. There's a 10-inch version, and then there's a really giant one that you rarely see. I have never actually seen them with the big ones with anything other than the ruby flash decoration. So currently we are at $23 with Denise Carter for choice, and it will be the choice between the bow knot basket or the Westmoreland wedding box. And I'm going to go ahead. And it does look like a wedding cake, and I think that's, I think the idea was that this was given to you and maybe it had some sort of a nice gift in it, and then when you were done with the nice gift, you had this really great piece of glass, and you got to put that on the table and use it forever and ever. So I don't think they put a piece of cake to save in it for a while, although you certainly could, but I don't think they seal in a way that piece of cake wouldn't last too long. I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Oh, I'm so glad the sound came back, Janet. That's great. All right, we are in the last minute here. $23 with Denise Carter is our current high bid. And I'll show you the other side of this too. It's got a nice handle on it as well with the ribbing. And they're just pretty. It's a different kind of look, but they're nicely done. and they have always been popular as long as I've been selling. The Charlton decorated stuff has always found a customer. And so we've got Marion Harper at $25 for choice now. Get your last bids in, folks, because we know that the bid end comes up automatically. I don't control it. The computer does it. And so when it goes quick. So if you are interested in these, now is your chance. We've got Denise at 26, and Miss Wildlife's right. If you want to be the bidder, do take into account that there is a lag. We're going to see what the bid end does here. And the bid end came in, and Denise at $26, you are the high bidder. So let us know which one you're interested in. If you want both, they are both yours. And if you take one, then we will give Marion the option of the other piece. So we will, I'm going to set this down because actually it's a little bit heavy. And I also like that they did all of the trim on all the gold too on the edges. Denise will take the wedding box. Very good. And so Marion, if you are interested in the basket, let us know. I'm going to put Denise down here. 26, Denise Carter. And I got your spelling right. There we go. I always thought they were for cash gifts at the wedding. Well, that's possible. I went to a wedding, a friend of mine, and they did the money dance at the end. I had never seen that before, actually. And then people said, oh, yeah, that's an old tradition. I guess not in my family. I think my family was too cheap for the wedding dance cash grab thing. So, okay. Let us know if you would. Marion will take the basket. That's wonderful. Well, thank you, Marion. I'm glad you both got something you like. All right, let me make sure I get the right person for the right item. Like I said, this is a little more seat of the pants. The sale with Yvonne, I was prepared, and this was, well, I've got a sale scheduled. We're going to have fun. So thank you for bearing with me here. But I think we're having fun and making a good clip out of it. So when is your next auction, Tammy? Well, I will have an auction on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern again. And that's going to be my last one before Christmas. I will possibly do some stuff right after Christmas. I've got a few ideas in mind, but we'll get to those. We'll let everybody know. And let's see, you know, we had so much fun with the first books. I think we're going to go ahead and do 2 more children's books here. And again, I shouldn't start them this low, but I'm going to because they came to me right. So let's just let everybody have fun. This is going to be $5 choice. This is another book that a lot of people, maybe younger people, haven't seen. But I saw these because, again, my mother was a children's book collector, and her mother remembered these and turned her onto them. And in exchange, I was as well. And then I noticed they did some paperbacks. So Billy Whiskers is known to some younger generations now. Denise is in at $5 choice. Thank you, Denise. Billy Whiskers is great. I have to admit, these were some of my favorite books. Billy Whiskers is this goat here. And this is Francis Trigo Montgomery, did a whole series on Billy Whiskers. They were done by Saalfeld, which is one of the big publishing companies. Claudia Smith is in at 10. The graphics on the cover are just great. This is Billy Whiskers on the Mississippi, and you can tell originally these were done a long time ago because of the typeface. And it's the same front and back cover. This one was given originally for Christmas in 1921. Calypso Antiques Cat is at $12, our current high bidder. Now this one, the spine is cracked, which means that the front cover is fine and intact, but it means it just folds back really easily. That's something that, you know, we like to do full disclosure on books. There's a little bit of wear along the edges here. Hey, Willie Joe is here. Good to see you. And $13 is your bid. Thank you very much. You know, so I like to be honest about condition, but they are complete and intact and clean inside. Calypso Antiques Cat is $14 here. I always want to call you Calypso Cat, but it's not. They have some nice little graphics in here. There's an airplane, a biplane, so that's a pretty new idea, and all the animals are looking at that. And yes, you do have to be subscribed before the sale, because that way we don't have to worry about trolls being able to come in on us. And this is the smaller one. This is the popular edition of Billy Whiskers at the Circus. Claudia Smith, well, actually, Nancy was in first at $15 choice. I'm going to go ahead and hit the timer here. But this is the Billy Whiskers at the Circus edition. This is the one I remember reading. Billy Whiskers did not really want to go into the circus. He was kind of dragged there against his will. And he got away in the end, which I thought was pretty great. But you can see right there that he is sniffing around by the bears. I think the thing I remember the most, I'm pretty sure it was Billy Whiskers, is he was talking to the elephant at the circus, and one of the other animals was just chattering. And he said, well, what do you do about that? And the elephant said, I just swing my trunk back and forth to say yes or no, and if I nod my head and they say what, I say oh, and I shake my head the other way, and I don't listen at all. And I always thought that was interesting advice. Don Curtis at $17 choice. We've just got a few seconds here, so please get your bids in. The high bidder will get choice, and if there is an item left, the backup bidder will have the second position. Calypso Antiques Cat is at $18 for choice, and we're waiting for the bid end, and it came through, and Calypso Antiques Cat, you are the high bidder, so please let us know if you are interested in Billy Whiskers on the Mississippi or at the circus, or if you want both. Both are available to you. And we'll just give a moment to circus. Very good. All right. And that means our backup bidder, let me just put this down really quickly. Billy Whiskers. So circus went for 18 to Calypso Antiques Cat. And the backup bidder on this one, I believe, I just want to make sure I'm right here, was Don Curtis, and Don will take the other one. She beat me to it. Well, thank you, Don. That's wonderful. I'm glad that you both got one. Mississippi is for Don. All right. Cool. Well, I think for our next lot, I think now we have to go to some Fenton custard, because I've got a couple of pieces here that are really something a little bit different. I set these aside figuring that one or the other sale they'd come on, and we sold most of the glowy glass in the last sale, but I still have a little bit. And oh, actually, let me just put in a starting bid right away. Might as well get right on it so that you folks know. Oh, I'm so glad, Don. That's great. Starting bid is going to be $20 choice on these, because these are Fenton. They are custard glass. They glow under a black light, which we'll show you, and they are jars. And I thought they were neat. They're both footed. They're both a little bit different. I thought the shapes were really cool. So we're starting these out at $20 each, because I think there's something, there's just a little more to them. They do glow under a black light, because the custard always does, and it's a wonderful glow. So if you're a black light person, they're great pieces. I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off this one. Feng Shui Babe is our opening bidder at $20. There is the glow from the inside, and there is the glow from the outside. It'd look better under a light that wasn't so direct. We've got 3 of you at 20, but only the first person gets the bid. Sativa Queen is in at $23 choice. How do I get the information to get the basket? Oh, Marion, you send me an email at the Antique Nomad at gmail.com, and that's what kicks it off. That way I have your information, and just send me your address, your PayPal, or however you want to pay whatever information, and we'll take it from there. Sativa Queen is at $27. Claudia Smith is at $30. Hi, Sean. Nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. This is great. And Sean, I know I need to catch up with you on the stuff you bought, and I haven't sent you a thing, and I need to do that, so I promise I will. This is the other jar here, jar with lid. This one has the nice sort of heart impression, hearts over flowers, and then you have sort of a Trojan spade on the bottom. And let's see here, Feng Shui Babe is at $33 for choice. There is the glow on that one. I'll turn it this way so you can really see it. It glows that very pretty green. And we've got Feng Shui Babe at $33 for choice, is the current high bidder. MC, I see you at 33.2, but we've already got a $33 bid, so the first person who bids gets it. And there we go, 34. I'm going to go ahead and put that up. And I'll show you how this looks, and then we'll start the countdown. And these, because they have a lot of texture in them, they look good. If you're not a blacklight person, it's okay, because they're going to have a really nice texture to them anyway. MC at 34, our high bidder. Sativa Queen at 37 for choice. I'm going to go ahead and put the countdown in here. So if you are interested in this, this is the time. They're a little different in that this one is seated, so the rim goes all the way to the edge, where this melon-shaped one, the lid actually sits down. So depending if you have cats or grandkids who get into things a lot, then maybe one of these is better for you than the other. Naomi, hi there. I know I've been the same way, and I apologize. I need to get back with you too. We have $38 with MC, and we are in our last moments here, so all in. If you're interested in these, this is the time. And we will just wait for a moment to... I know sometimes if you're watching this, you're like, who is he talking to? But it's probably somebody in the chat that you see. There's the bottoms of these. We have, last minute bid from MC at 42. Will that take it? We'll find out in a minute. The bid end is going to come in. And MC, yes, you have first choice at $42 choice. And if you don't take both, then Sativa Queen will be our backup. So let me know in the chat here if you are interested. Let's call this the footed one, and we'll call this the domed one. How's that? So footed or domed? And you can let us know in the chat which one you would like, unless you want both. Both. We'll see how easy that was. Okay, thank you very much. Let me just put those aside. And there we are. And MC, I don't know that I have your information. So again, I'm going to go ahead and put it, because Marion Harper asked as well. Let me put this in the chat again, please. Okay, we'll just say this. Hi, bidders, please send payment and address info to the Antique Nomad at gmail.com. There we go. So that should be easy there. And I'll just highlight that for a minute while we make a note that 42 and 42, Fenton jar and Fenton jar, footed and domed. All right, there we go. Yeah, those jars are really neat. I don't see a lot of the jars actually, and that's why I wanted to put them aside for this. I figured this is a fun night and a special occasion. While we're on glass, I'm going to do I think I'll do a choice between these two, because they're different and they're different companies, but they actually are interesting in different ways. So people can have fun with this. The choice is going to be between the two of these, and we're going to start them at $15 each, and I'll tell you a little bit about them, but first let me switch to my next page here. And we have Fairy Lamp Amber or Fenton Swan. All right, and let me get in that starting bid. We're going to start these off at $15 choice. And a whole bunch of people are already bidding and I haven't even seen it. So Charlotte was the first one. So we'll put Charlotte up there because everyone bid 15. So we're at $15 choice on this. I believe Marcy is now at 20. The choice is between the Indiana Tiara Sandwich Glass Fairy Lamp, which is a nice amber color. This is 1970s. It's in good condition, no chips or cracks or anything. And nice color for the season. Looks great with the light through it. Got a whole bunch of you at 25. Feng Shui Babe came in first. And then the other option is the Fenton Swan. And the Fenton Swan is really, I've always liked these because look at the detail in the wings. It really looks like it's in motion. It really looks like it's floating by you as you look at it. And oh, you just saw the video where I got that. Yes, that's right. I got that in the tornado. Yes, we rescued this one from the flea market that we were afraid was going to get hit in the tornado. So And yes, it is exactly the one I recently found in Kentucky, Janet. Let me see here. We've got $28 with Cindy C for choice. Oh, I'm sorry. No, Cindy, you'd already made a bid. I'm sorry. $36. So you are high bidder. And our measurement on this, 4 inches by 4 inches on the swan. And the swan does glow. I can show you that. All Fenton custard glass glows. Not the Burmese glows if it's the pink. It does not glow if it's the green or the blue. But the custard glass always, always, always glows because they had to use uranium salt to get this color. I'm sorry, Cindy, you meant to bid 26. You were at 28. Let's get the bid straight here. Okay, Cindy, you had 26, then you bid 28, so I'm going to assume you meant 28. We're gonna go there. Oh, MC, I don't know that you can pay me right now. You just send me the email. I have to pack an invoice and know where I'm shipping to and all of that. So just send me an email at theantiquenomad@gmail.com. And you know, you can do that now, or you can wait till the end. Whatever you buy, we will combine shipping. So there we go. We've got Claudia at $30 as our current high bidder. Jess, you got in just a little bit after. And again, it's the choice between the fairy lamp or the swan. We've got Don Curtis now at $32 for choice. I'm going to go ahead and hit that 1 minute button. And so Cindy C is the current high bidder at $33. Thank you. Nice to have you in here. And Don is now at $35 choice. The swan is early enough that I do not see an oval mark on it anywhere. I'm trying to look really carefully. So I think this is probably a 1970s piece, as is the fairy lamp. And Cindy C is now at $36 for choice. And we've got about 20 seconds left on this one. Jess Trujillo at $40 is our current high bidder for choice. There we go. Now they're finally focusing in. Oh gosh, Penny, that's awfully nice. Usually I'm a little more prepared and I have my lots all done and I'm just putting people's names in the final bid in, but because we had so much fun with Yvonne's sale, I didn't really get prepared fully for this. And so there is the bid end. And oh, it looks like on my end, I am seeing Miss Wildlife, $48 choice is our high bidder on this. That's why we always look at the one that has the lag. So I'm glad I did that because you got in on time on this end. So this is actually Miss Wildlife's choice at $48 for choice on this. And she would like the amber fairy light. Very good. I will put that aside for you. And I have a feeling that Miss Wildlife, I know we've got a few things set aside for you. We'll probably have to do 2 boxes, but we'll figure it out. And let's see, Miss Wildlife at 40 is our high bidder. If anyone is interested in the swan, I would be glad to sell the swan. I think our backup was, let me try to find our backup here. Our backup, I believe, was Don Curtis. So Don, if you're interested in the Fenton Swan, let me know. And I'll set it over here in the meantime for just a moment. And you would love the swan. That's great. It's so nice when everything works out. So Don gets the swan and Miss Wildlife gets the other piece. And I love it when everything comes out for everybody. So I've just got to, sorry folks, it's 1 sale in, I would have plenty of room. 2 sales in, I'm kind of stacking things up a little bit here. So, okay, and thank you, Sean. Yes, we did get the right backup, so all is good there. What else can we do that's something a little different? You know, we haven't... I had a big collection of these, and these are the last 2 left. So I think we're going to go ahead and put these out, and I'm going to, let me see here real quickly. We've got blue and pink is going to be the easiest way to discern these. And let me go ahead and put the starting bid in here for you, and then we'll show you what we've got. All right. So the starting bid is $10 choice, and this is the choice. These are Lenox ladies. These are from the 1980s, and they do have the Lenox mark on the bottom. And well, thank you. I'm glad. I've been really having a lot of fun doing this too, and it feels like we're on a roll here. So this one is the Ivory First Waltz by Lenox. These were done in the 1980s. Stephanie at $12 is our opening bid. Thank you for that, Stephanie. And Yvonne and I sold earlier, Sean, and then unfortunately I should have figured out how to do it, but I had already scheduled this sale, so then I had to come over and do this one. So Yvonne, I think, is in the chat here, but not selling. The other Lenox lady here, and yeah, I've been cranking out the videos because I finally been around and able to actually do some things. It's, you know, show season's over until January, so it's giving me a chance to do some other things. There she is with her little white glove, and this one is, okay, this is Ivory Belle of the Ball. And this one is Ivory First Waltz. So that is the choice. The Belle of the Ball is wearing blue, and the First Waltz is wearing pink. And we are at $16 choice with Stephanie, and now $18 for Corinne K. I actually really agree with you, Naomi. Lenox is really well done. Christy Lebrun, $20. Thank you very much. We had, this will be for choice. These are the last two I had. I had a collection of about 40 of these. I sold some here with you folks, I think about a year ago. A whole bunch have sold down, and now we have these lovely ladies. So $21 with Stephanie. I'm going to go ahead and hit the timer here. But yeah, I think Lenox is really underrated for its quality, and they've always have been in some ways. Back 100 years ago, they were making beautiful porcelains, well, maybe 120 years ago when they first were getting started, before it was the White House china and suddenly people really wanted Lenox. They actually called their stuff Lenox Belique because they thought, well, maybe people will buy it if it says Belique. Well, Belique promptly sued them, so then they had to stand on their own name, but by then, they were actually known for what they did on their own. Christy Lebrun is $26 for choice as we count down here. And yeah, the quality is really nice on these, and I always like their stuff. I find the figures sell well, the Christmas sells, the regular plain dishware not so much right now. I think it's just a matter of taste and timing and how people are living. Christy at 26 is our high bid for choice. Stephanie at 27. And let's see who got it, because, ooh, Stephanie at $27. That's great. Okay, so $27 choice, Stephanie, and let us know if you want one or both, and we'll be happy to get them to you. Oh, Tiffany had a video. Oh, good. I'm glad things are getting back. Okay, Stephanie wants the redhead. That's great. So Stephanie, that's going to be for you. Christy Lebrun, are you interested in the other piece? Yeah, it's funny. I have a good friend named Stephanie, and she is absolutely a pink girl as well. So $27 to Stephanie. Christy, let us know if the other gal here, she doesn't want to be lonely. She is the belle of the ball after all. And yes, that will go to you. Very good. Thank you. I'll make a note of that. All right. Now we're really going to have to go safely down on the floor here, I think. All right, I'm going to put these up and see what you folks think. I think they're interesting. I don't know whether I'm the only one, but I have a feeling a lot of you have not seen these before. They are Christmas, and it's going to be $5 choice. So I'm going to start that with that. But these are, they are Christmas plates, but they're a little different than the ones you're used to seeing, because one of them is Scrooge. And this is Scrooge after he's decided that he is going to be friendly. These were done, and you can see on the back, this was done as a premium from Shenango Pottery in 1957. So they made these and gave them out to employees. They gave them out to certain accounts. This wasn't something that you might have bought them at the factory. It wasn't something that I've seen widely distributed of theirs. And the other one is the same basic era. This one is 1959. This one, little different color scheme. This one shows then up rose Mrs. Cratchit, Cratchit's wife, assisted by Belinda Cratchit, Master Peter Cratchit, and the two smaller Cratchits. So bah humbug, yes. That's funny. Okay, Don was in first at $5 for choice. Now, I do have more Fenton, Marion. I will be selling some more Fenton tonight. I think I only had the 2 Westmoreland pieces. Here's the back of this one, and it has the whole prose about, then up rose Mrs. Cratchit, dressed out but poorly in a twice-turned gown, but brave in ribbons. And basically they're talking about how poor the Cratchits are and how they're doing their very best. And this is from Buffalo, China. And this one was done in 1959. I've got 3 of you at $5 choice, but Don had it in first. And yes, Marianne, we can run the Fenton Fairy Lamp. I absolutely take requests, so we will do that. But in the meantime, I've got 3 of you at $5 choice. There we go. Pamela at $10 for choice. I'm going to hold these up one more time, and then we will start the timer. I just thought these were really neat. I've got to be honest, I've had these for years and years and years because I just always felt like I was going to do something with them, and I wasn't sure what. I've never put them out for sale. I thought about keeping them for a while. I haven't seen any, so I don't really know much more about them other than what they tell us. But I think they're interesting. We're at $16 for choice. And I will go ahead and hit that 1-minute timer. And we'll see who ends up with these. Okay, MC, let me put my email in for you again. It's going to be right here. It's the Antique Nomad at gmail.com. So just my channel name at gmail.com, and that will, you send it there and it will get to me. And I will respond. I will probably respond. Honestly, I'll probably respond on Saturday. I have an out-of-town appointment tomorrow, and it's going to be late by the time we wrap up here. We've got $22 for Denise for choice on these. And there we go. And Nightbot, when you see Nightbot, it puts in my information about how to reach me as well. You're welcome, MC. That's great. And we're down to the last 10 seconds, and I believe our high bidder, if I have this right, is Denise at $22. Whoops. Don at $25 for choice, and we are waiting for that bid, and oh, Denise got in at $27 for choice at the last minute. So Denise, let us know. Are you interested in Scrooge afterwards or the Cratchits before? And yeah, Denise, I'm sorry, Pamela, we already had a $27 bid and she got it in before the bid ends. So this is for Denise to make choice. And we'll wait for just a moment to see what her choice is. And then if one is left, no, I'm sorry. I have to go by what I see on, I've got a computer here so I can see the lag, and Denise made her bid and the bid end came in and then your bid came after. And I have to do it based on what we see with that. I don't do it based on my computer because my computer is going to say it wrong. The Cratchits before. Okay, very good. So I believe that our the Cratchits before is for Denise. Okay. And I believe Don is the backup bidder. Don, if you are interested in Scrooge, let us know. And we've got Denise Carter. Let's see. Okay, she'll pass on that. So I'll tell you what. I know that Pamela, are you interested in this plate? Because this one is still available. Denise came in first, but you are our next backup, and I'll be glad if you are interested in this. Let us know, and this one can go to you. Okay, Don will take it. No, never mind. I'm sorry. We're getting a little confused here. So Don is going to take the other one because she had first bid. I apologize, Pamela. I'm so sorry. I I didn't, I've got to be more patient and wait for the stuff to come up. It seems like it's coming up faster than it is. Pamela, I apologize. I will try to do something to help you out in the future on this, because I realize that, it's difficult with these bids come flying. It comes from a lot of different ways. But my apologies for that. Dawn didn't realize she took the first one. So my mistake. I'm sorry I jumped the gun on that. But Pamela, I will try to do something nice for you if there's any opportunity, I promise you. Let's go ahead, because we had a request on this. And Denise is saying, Pamela, if you really would like the piece, it's okay if you have it. So I'm going to leave that to the two of you. You're being very kind to each other, and I want everybody to have fun. So I'm going to leave that up to you two folks, and you can let me know. If your shower Fenton ornaments next. Okay, I will show Fenton ornaments after I show this piece. How does that sound? And Pamela said it's okay, so I think we're all good. But if you and Pamela work it out and Pamela's to get the piece, let me know. All right, in the meantime, let's go ahead with this beautiful piece, because this is a Fenton fairy lamp. It's the 3-piece. It is the Spanish lace in the custard, which I've always thought was a really neat piece. And this one, it's a little harder to find, a little more dear. And we are going to do a starting bid of 40 on it, which these days for fairy lamps is really not a bad place to be. It is a real beauty, I agree with you. And I'm going to show you under a black light here, because I think you'll get the idea. This is how it glows if it goes. Oh, Miss Wildlife just got us right in there. $75. She knows what she's looking at. She's not messing around. I get it. I don't blame you at all, because it is a really pretty piece. You can see the pattern when I put the black light behind it there. And it's nice because it has all 3 pieces to it. So it's got the lid. There are no chips or cracks. I tried to be very careful about that. This liner here has the original Fenton logo. We've got Christy at $80. Heather Clement, I see your bid, but Christy got in a little higher than you. Miss Wildlife is at $90. There we go. And these clear centers, this is how fairy lamps were back in Victorian times. They would always be 3 pieces, because the idea was the candle couldn't get too close to the glass because you didn't want the wax to melt. Miss Wildlife at $110. This is a good one. You are correct. You are not thinking wrong about this one. You really don't see this pattern very often in the fairy lamp. You see it in other pieces. I see bells with it, and cake plates, actually, I see fairly often, but I don't see a lot of this. And Miss Wildlife is at 110. And I'm going to go ahead and put the timer on. There is still 1 minute left, and anybody is welcome to bid on this. It is a really pretty piece. Let me see if it has another mark on it. Because it's got the Fenton stylized logo, we know this piece is done after the oval logos start to be a thing. And this one appears, I don't see a number in it. There's the logo on the bottom, and it does not have a number underneath, so that means this is a 1970s piece. I would venture to say late 70s, because they were just changing over to that fancy script. Christy was at 125, Miss Wildlife at 140. We've just got 24, 23, 22 seconds left. So, and again, I am watching the other computer, because the other computer, I get the lag on that, and that way I know I'm seeing what you folks are seeing. So we're at 140 with about 8 seconds left. We'll see if we're all in and all done. No baddies. Yes, I like that. Fellow nomads. Okay, there goes the bid end. And Christy LeBrun at the last second gets in for $150. And it's again, I'm using the computer that shows the lag. And Miss Wildlife, I'm sorry your bid came in just a skosh late. That is the danger of the last minute bidding, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. It is a beautiful piece, and I'm glad you got it. So I will make a note of fairy lamp goes to Christy LeBrun. Okay. And I'm going to set that back there where it's safe. That is not the right thing for this. I'm going to show you folks this, and you can tell me how you feel about it. If you'd like me to run it, I'd be happy to. It's a great old, in the box, electric candle from about the early 60s. It is bubble lights, which is awesome. The two on the outside, as you see, have fluid in them, and they work great. The one in the middle does not. It has lost its fluid. However, it is a screw type, and they do make bubble lights now. I didn't have an extra one, so I couldn't put it in. But I would be willing to start this one off at, you will have to replace the center or live with it the way it is. The outer two do work. I would start this at $15 if anyone is interested. Let me know by putting a bid in, and if so, then we'll go ahead and run this. And Naomi says she has a replacement, so that might be the solution right there. And we can make some sort of a side deal and get her to that. Thank you very much, Marion. I appreciate that. So if anyone is interested, let us know. Otherwise, we'll put this aside and we'll move on to another piece. But we've got Miss Wildlife at $15. Very good. Well, and if Naomi has that bubble, she's just in Portland, so she might be able to help you get this going. And it is really neat that it's just in the box. Hurricane Hunter, hi there. You're somebody new to me, and I'm glad to see you. $18 is your bid. I will put bubble light. Sativa Queen at $20. I think it's a great piece. I mean, if it was in perfect condition, I would expect this would be maybe a $50 item because the bubble lights are very popular now, and it is vintage. Of course, you know, and a replacement won't be terrible. So Hurricane Hunter at 22, or if you just like to look at it in the box, then you really don't have to do much of anything. It's funny, I actually, nowadays, as I collect these things, I'm glad people kept the boxes. In the old days, we would throw them away. That was a mistake because the boxes are part of the fun and the color of it all. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and run the timer on this. We've got 1 minute left. Yeah, I think the combination of it is neat. And of course, you've got fabulous plastic fantastic with you've got the poinsettia from Mexico and the holly and the ivy from England, all of the red and green. You know, it's funny, now we think of it as these are Christmas colors, and there's a lot of discussion over the relationship to Christ with the blood of Christ and that sort of thing. But honestly, people were decorating with boughs inside their houses back in the time of the Egyptians. So it's not a new thing at all. Okay, Hurricane Hunter is at $22. Don Curtis is at $24. What do I know about pirate shipping? Daniel, it is great. You get the same shipping you would anywhere else, but you get it for less. And all you have to do is put in the dimensions and stuff. It's wonderful. I wonder how bubble lights were invented too. It's such a great idea. Just it heats up and boom, there they go. But I never saw them before about the 50s. So, okay, waiting for that bid end to come in. And Don Curtis, I'm sorry, Hurricane Hunter, you came in just after the bid. So Don Curtis at $24. This will be going to you, and I thank you very much. Yeah, fresh holly, yeah, it does feel very Victorian, actually. I grew up in a house that had a giant holly tree outside. It was the size of a fir tree, and so we had an endless supply of holly for holiday decorating. Okay, somebody asked for more Fenton ornaments, and I do have a few. I'm going to pick out, let's see, we'll do these two because they're both sort of the same sort of green color. And let me make a note of this. Again, we'll start them at 15 for choice, and one of them is going to be, okay, one of them actually is not dated, that's right, and one of them is 1996. So I'll put the undated and the 96. Denise is at $15 because she knows Fenton ornaments are good no matter what. So there is our opening bid. But these are the choice. They have this nice sort of pale green color, so they'll contrast with your tree nicely. And of course, they're all hand painted in the way that Fenton did. We have the Dove of Peace here. And again, this on the outside here, this sort of snowy, this is Fritz, so this is raised on the outside. And just like the other pieces, this one has the star-shaped or the snowflake-shaped background. It's got the squarish label, which I think was in use through the 90s and then kind of went away. We're at $16 with Heather Clement. Hi, Heather. Nice to see you. I saw you in the chat. And then this is the other choice. This one is not dated that I can see anywhere. This one is just a really lovely flower. Does the frit glow? Oftentimes it does. I don't know if it does in white. Let's try that out and see. Let me do it. I'll tell you what, I'll do it under the table where I can really tell. You know, it just sort of turns purplish. I don't think it specifically glows in a bright way, to be honest with you. So these are not glowers, but they are showers. So that's a good thing. Okay, Denise, $22 is the current high bid there. Cindy C at $23. Thank you, Cindy. Nice to have you there. I like the profile. Yeah, these are just fun. I didn't see. Oh wait, there we go. Okay, the one with the bird does have an artist signature that I was able to find. If we can pull back and focus it, it's right there under the Fenton label. And oh, this is a D. Robinson. Okay, $26 for Cindy C. And then this one has the logo with the date code, but I do not see a, yeah, I don't, well, maybe it's down there in the lower corner. They usually sign them somewhere. It could be real subtle, but this one, I don't see a signature at all. So Heather at $27 choice. I'm gonna go ahead and run the minute timer here. So please do get your bids in if you're interested in this. Hello, Eileen, nice to see you there. I'm sorry I can't say hello to all of you by name. We've got a lot of people here, and I really appreciate you all coming out. I'm glad that I have some fun things left for you this season, and we're going to keep going for a little bit longer here. I've got a few more things to show you. I think we are at about 30 seconds left, and Cindy C at $28 is our current high bidder for choice. There we go. There are our choices. I would hold them by the strings so you didn't have to see my hands, but I don't want to mess up the strings, although they seem perfectly fine. Heather at 29, Denise at 30. We're in the last few seconds. Get your bids in because the computer is ruthless, and whoever the high bidder is, when it puts in bid end, that's our winner. So we have it all automatic now so that we don't have to do it. And yes, thank you for catching that, Jennifer. Okay. Bid end, and Cindy, $33 choice is there. Yeah, and be careful chasing the timer because yeah, a lot of people do end up after the end. So Cindy would like both. Well, thank you very much. And Cindy, I think you might be new to me, so please again, for anyone who hasn't bought from me before, or if you haven't bought recently, don't assume that I'm able to contact you. Please reach out to me at theantiquenomad@gmail.com. All right, let's see here. Well, since these are red and green and 'tis the season, I'm gonna see if we have anybody out there for these. I think they're cute as can be, and I'm going to say $5 choice. This time I said opening bid instead of starting bid, but these are the little redheads by Charlotte Beege, who did them for Goebel back in the 1970s and 80s. It's $5 for choice for the two of these. They are all hand painted, and the choice is this very cute little suitor who has a nice bouquet wrapped in a paper there and a bag full of sour balls. I think that's kind of fun. And Stephanie at $5 choice. I knew you had said that you liked redheads, so I thought, well, we should put these up. You know, they're really nicely done. They were not as heavily produced as the Hummels, and so you get all of that detail in the painting, but it's not something that we've seen so much. And then the other piece is this one, and this is our bowler. And our bowler is just let go of the ball. As you see, it is just starting to roll down the lane, and I think that's kind of cute too. So $5 choice. We've got Stephanie. I think they really are cute. I think that a lot of what Goebel made was really good, and that people just because they overdid the Hummels. People just think that's all they ever did, but they did a ton of other stuff. Here is this one, and it's named Good News on the bottom, and you see BYJ, that's Charlotte Beege, that was her last name. She was the designer of these. She also went to, she also did the cowboys, the elves that are really fun. And that's how my children looked, for all sorts of freckles on. That is cute. Yes, and he did go all out for his intended. And then here's the other one, and it's got the West German label with the stylized B mark. You can see the mold number there. It did not come out in 1937. That's the stock number. It came out probably around 1977. And there is the stylized B logo that was done up until the late 80s. So I'm going to go ahead and run the timer on these. If anyone other than Stephanie is interested, then please jump in. Otherwise, Stephanie will have her choice, or maybe she will like both. I do think they're awfully cute. It's funny, I see the redheads occasionally. The cowboys I see a little bit more often. Sativa Queen at $6 per choice is the current high bidder, with about 40 seconds left. And the stock number on this is 1958. So again, don't be fooled. Whenever you see a number on the bottom of something, that does not automatically mean it's a date code. Some things are and some things aren't, and the way they did them, you kind of have to know the maker. So unless it says copyright and a date, then you know when it came out. Last 10 seconds here, Sativa Queen at $6 choice is our high bidder, and we're gonna see if that sticks, because it's just about to close, and we'll wait for the bid end to come in. And there it is. And I'm sorry, April, your bid came in just a hair too late. So Sativa Queen, $6 each is your choice, if you'll let us know. If you're interested in one or both, they are both available to you. I'm going to also make a note of this. Okay, she'd like the bowler, and that means that our backup before the bid was Stephanie. If you are interested in the little suitor with the flowers, let us know. And I need to make a note of this real quickly. Bidge bowler is 6, Sativa Queen, and okay, Stephanie would like the other one. Thank you, Stephanie. That will go to you. And that is the redhead with flower. I know, it's the chance we take. I mean, I go to auctions and it happens. And I bid on auctions, and sometimes at the last second you just think, I should have gone a little farther. I think we'll do another Fenton piece. This is a rather large and kind of sumptuous basket in custard, and we will go ahead and put this one out. And let's see, Fenton custard basket. This is a rather large one, and I'm going to start this one at $18 starting bid. Oops. Let me try to spell there. Opening bid, 18. All right. So $18 is the opening bid. Again, it's Fenton custard, and it's got the big open flowers on it. We've got Marion at 20. Hi there, Janet. Let's see there. Let me tell you what else I can tell you about this size-wise, because it's a rather large one. It actually measures 11 inches from top to bottom. Heather Clement is at $21. So it's 11 inches tall. It's also wider. They oftentimes are shaped in the middle. This one will actually hold stuff. So this is 6 inches wide, and it's pretty much top to bottom because it's a deep cylinder, and then you notice there's the crimping. And of course, Fenton's crimping is very even, which makes it nice because this one does not have a Fenton logo or mark on it, but it is absolutely Fenton. At least there's not one that I've seen. Heather is at 21 on this piece, and Marion is at 22. Hi, Kim K. It's nice to have you in here. Your bid came in just after Marion, so you'll have to bump that up a little bit. The flowers are anemones. Thank you. I started to say poppies, and I knew that was wrong. And I was thinking Moorcroft, they do an anemone pattern, and I couldn't come to it. So thank you, Daniel. These are anemones. Thank you for that information. It is one of the bigger glass baskets I've seen, and we are up to 24 with Kim K. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think it's a neat one. Again, if it's, thank you, Heather, $25. If you like this sort of thing, for blacklight purposes, it's going to glow a lot because there's a whole lot to it. It's a nice big piece. And the handle, actually, it's not just a straight handle. It's got a little bit of indentation, so it's actually a little easier to hold. All right, we've got a few more people in now. We've got Heather now at $30 as our high bidder. And yeah, I just think these are really pretty, and this one is so nice and large. It will have to go in a sufficient box, but it doesn't weigh a ton, so it, it's not going to be a dimensional thing. It won't have to be that big. But it is a nice piece, and let's see, MC at 31 is our current high bid. I'm looking one more time to see if there's that logo, and I sure don't see it, so that makes me think this piece probably is 1970s. The collection this came from, she collected for many years. MC at 31 is our current high bid. Heather now at 32. I'm going to go ahead and put the timer on, so we are in our last minute. So please do put in your bids. We don't do just in case, so whatever you put in, that is the bid. We just want you to bid what you feel comfortable with and what you feel the piece is worth. $33 on MC. It's got a nice ring to it too. I'm trying not to do that too much, but you can hear it. $35 with Heather now. And we're in the last 30 seconds, so please do get your bids in. If you are able or interested, this would be the time. But it is a really nice piece, and we've got a couple of lots after this before we wrap up for the evening. I have to get it pretty early to go north tomorrow, so it's really been fun though. I didn't know if I could make it through 5 hours of this, but so far so good. It's really been great, actually. I know some of you folks have been with me for pretty much the whole time, so thank you for your stick-to-itiveness. All right, I see we have MC at 41, and that's where our bid end came in. So MC, $41, this is actually yours. Thank you. Right, 41 for MC. And there we go. I'll set that back there. Okay, now Claudia Smith said something about trees. I've got more than I can probably sell tonight. So were you saying you were interested in trees? I don't really have a whole bunch. I've got a ceramic up there, but it is just it's got some damage underneath. That's why I have it as my prop. And I do have an acrylic one behind me that glows, but that one's kind of a thing to set up. So if you're asking, I do have some little trees as well. So if that's what you were asking about, Claudia, let me know in the chat, and I'll see if I can't put something up for you. But in the meantime, let me put one other choice here. And I think we're going to go with these because they actually match something that sold earlier. Custard Kitty. I don't have a Custard Kitty, but I do have some critters, Susan. So I think we're going to go with your suggestion and do critters. And these are both Fenton, and they are both custard glass. So let's see here. I will put down bear and rabbit in custard. Okay, thank you, MC. I do believe I did get it. I think I saw the email come in. It just flashes quickly when I'm on the computer, but if I can tell you really quickly here, I will. And oh gosh, I've got a whole bunch of you. And Marion, I got yours. And yeah, it looks like everybody is coming through. So I think you got it right. That sounds great. And Cheryl, I will put the acrylic tree up if you would like to see that. I will put that up next. But we're going to run this lot first. These are Fenton. They are custard glass. And it is the choice between the panda bear and the rabbit. And they both have decoration, which is a little bit more special. They both have glass frit in the flowers, so there's a little bit of a raised part there. And then when we turn the black light on, then you can see how the painted details really stand out, and the frit turns to more of a lavender color, a deep, more of like a deep purple. And then the bunny, I guess I could actually put a starting bid in and we could let you folks know about that. We're going to start at 18 for choice on these. Here is the bunny rabbit. Also custard glass, also glows in the black light, also has the frit decoration, and see again how the frit is this nice light pink color, and as soon as you get it under the black light, this particular color turns to a deeper lavender. And so people seem to really like that. We've got a whole bunch of you in, and Chris Johns was the first at $20. So that is our opening bid. It will be for choice. And we've got Susan Jacobson now at 25. Let me measure these for you. The little bunny is 3 inches tall by about 3 inches wide. Claudia Smith at $30. And the panda bear is a little bit taller and a little narrower. He is about 3 3/4 inches tall and about 2 inches wide. And Heather is at $32 for choice. I have friends named Debbie and Randy Coe, and they were really big in the Fenton groups. They knew the Fentons personally. They went every year and would meet with them. And the Fentons one year said, you know, we're trying to get younger people interested. And they said, well, do more critters. The kids think these things are cute. They can be given as gifts. And they started really producing a lot of critters. So I always thought that was fun that just on the suggestion from a customer, they figured out, hey, we've got these people who want this. There's April M. Hart at 40. Thank you very much. Now, this is the old Fenton logo from the 70s, and it is covering up the hand painter, and I don't want to take that off, so we're just going to have to guess who painted that one. And yes, they would make great stocking stuffers. I'm going to do a lot of stocking stuffers on the Tuesday show, I think, including some other animals. In fact, I will make a point of bringing Fenton animals. They may not glow under a black light, but I will have some more Fenton animals for you. April Hart at $44. Here's the rabbit. And this one says it is hand-painted by Joan Edwards. So that is our artist there. A gracious good evening to you, Beverly, up in Toronto. It's nice to see you. I love having Canadian folks in the chat too, and we occasionally have some folks from Mexico who watch us. It's just wonderful. We get some people from all over the world, and I am able to ship to Canada, by the way, in case anyone's wondering that. And $45 for Heather. I'm going to go ahead and run this minute timer, so we will do these, and then I will show you the acrylic tree and tell you a little about that and let you have the option if you would like to bid on that. And so here we go. We've got about 44 seconds here. I'm going to turn my other screen on so that I can make sure I follow the bid properly. There we go. Yeah, they're definitely good quality. I mean, you cannot go too wrong with Fenton. You're not going to see factory seconds and blemishes and stuff. They just didn't really allow that. And I don't really think they had quality control problems either, because it was, even though there was a big place that did a lot of stuff, the factory was actually surprisingly small and everybody knew each other. So it wasn't like you were some alien person doing something else and we didn't care. I think people had real pride in it. Click and ship makes it a bit easier to ship to Canada. Yes, that's true. And I've even had Canadians send me mailing labels if they can get a better deal through UPS from up there. So, all right, the bid end came in, and Heather at $45, you are up for choice. So the bunny, the panda, or both, and you are welcome to either or both at $45. And if you don't take both, then April Hart is our backup, and we will see if she wants anything that is left. But I am going to go ahead and set these down. Heather would like both. Okay, thank you, Heather. Let me put those aside over here. I'll make a note of that. And Heather Clement is the new person for that. All right, I'm going to show you this acrylic tree, and you can tell me what you think about it. I know someone in our audience got was able to buy one for me because I sold one online. And this one is similar. The one I sold online was a little deeper green. And I have to say, in maybe slightly better condition than this, because I do see one little, looks like a chip right there. But what's crazy about these that I think is so neat is that, and I'll just tell you straight out, this is going to have to start at $40 because it really is worth more than double that. And so if that's too much, it's okay. We'll run something else. But I want to show you this really quickly anyway because it's super cool. It is acrylic and it is green. And there you go. That's what happens with this particular kind of acrylic under a black light. You get this really cool green-blue effect. And you could actually light it from inside if you changed the original Denise Carter at $40. I guess we're going to roll this out. This is your little original light, which I will send. Just a regular light. It does work. This is from the 50s, so it looks old school because it is. It's even got the patent applied for on the bottom here. And this, so this is a great little piece. And when it sits on the stand, it sits just like that. And yeah, I think it is just really, really super cool. I got two of these together. I had never seen them before. I went online and, you know, it's funny. Mine sold for a pretty good price. I saw one that sold for a crazy high price. The one I sold to somebody I really enjoy, who is one of our viewers, went on eBay for around, I think, $85 or so. I have seen them sell as high as double that. They are really not something very easy to find. Denise is at $70 for this. And yeah, I just think it's super cool. I have to admit, I was seriously tempted to keep one of these for myself, but I've already got a ceramic one and I've got my silver ones that I really love. So I decided this was for somebody else. And Cindy C at $71 is the current high bidder for this. And Stephanie says, I've never seen him, and I've been around too, Stephanie, and this was new to me as well. So I do think it was really cool, actually. We've got two of you at 71, but Cindy C is the first of the bids at $71. So yes, I think it's just, I don't know. I was just knocked over by it. And the people who had it had never tried blacklighting it. And I thought, you know, acrylic sometimes does, and boy, does it. And I just love that sort of sea green color that comes out under the black light with it. So, all right. We have Miss Wildlife at $72. I'm going to go ahead and put that timer on. We are in the last minute of this, and I think someone's going to get a pretty cool piece here. So let me make a note of acrylic tree, and when the bid ends, we'll be ready. We've got $72 with Miss Wildlife, and Denise is out, so it's really Miss Wildlife and Cindy or anyone else who comes in the last 30 seconds. Now is your time, and like we've seen tonight, don't wait, because these things, they tend to sell and then they take off. So, okay. That is a wow, I agree. I thought this had a lot of wow factor. I just really liked it a lot. And let's see here. We are at 72 is our current high bid. And we're just counting down the last few seconds here. Oh, Diana. Hi, Diana. Nice to see you. And wow. Well, Diana's bid takes it. Cindy, I'm afraid yours came in just at the very last second. So Diana, I'm so excited that this is going to you, though, because I know you'll have a lot of fun with it. And also, we won't conflate the two, but I've sold some stuff and I owe you a little bit of money, Diana, so we'll send things back and forth to each other. So that's great. Yes, wonder of wonders. Yes, that's right. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do try to find fun things. I better make a note of that goes to Diana. And I think just for fun, I'm going to run one last. Oh, Cindy, I'm sorry about that. I know you're seeing one chat that I'm seeing, but I have my other computer here and it has the lag effect so that we make sure that we don't cut somebody out because of the computer lag. And on the computer that shows that the bid in came in before your bid came in, unfortunately. So I am sorry about that, but that's unfortunately the way that things roll at auctions sometimes. I am going to do one last round here, and then I am going to call it a night because I'm pretty tired. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do one more choice of ornaments here because no, you know what? I'm going to do two more rounds because I've got 4 of these ornaments left, and then they're all going to be sold. So we're going to just do 2 now and 2 more, and then we will wrap up for the evening. But this has sure been a lot of fun. This lot, and yes, thank you, MC. I should have been saying that all along. If you are having lag at all, go in and out periodically because that will take care of it. And thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate you encouraging me to run that. These both have a nice opalescent glow. The duck or the Canadian goose with the ribbon is from 2000, and then this one is another 1990s piece. It's funny, it's painted in a color I can't really read until I get it this way. This looks like it's 1993. Marcy, the ceramic tree in the background is available, but it has damage, and I'll show you in just a second, and then you can tell me if it's something you like. Okay, we're going to start these again like we've done before. I'm just going to start them at $15 choice. We'll just put start 15 choice. And here we go. So it is the choice between the sleigh ride that looks a lot like the old Currier and Ives print from the 1800s. And then here is the Canadian goose in his finery. Again, these both have glass frit on them. All of this snow you see is texture above, and we've got Heather at $15 starting us out. Thank you very much. And thank you, Janet. Thumbs up really do help. It lets YouTube know that people like what we're doing. This isn't really this kind of a glower. This actually glows an opalescent glow when you see natural light through it. If you were seeing it from the perspective I am with my camera, you would see that, but you can't really tell from the side that you're seeing. And we've got Feng Shui Babe at $18 for choice. Do we have any artist information on these? I've noticed that very few of them, because I think it's really hard. The artist, if anything, was going to paint their name on the back, and that meant they had to treat the piece again to do it. So I don't see a lot of these signed, actually. Heather at $20 for choice now. This one is, it's funny because they've got the 95th anniversary logo on this one because this is the year 2000, which was indeed their 95th anniversary. I don't know whether the glass frit would glow on this. It doesn't seem to, but I still think they're really cute regardless. Not everything has to glow to be cool. I mean, I think a lot of people are realizing that art glass is beautiful for all sorts of reasons. The glass, sometimes it's the decoration, sometimes it's the design. And we had Charlotte at 26. We've got, hi, Monica Lapointe. Nice to see you. We've got Cindy at 27. We'll get those focused a little more. Denise at 30. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit the timer because we have one more pair of these after I show Marcy that tree. So I'm going to let this start to wind down a little bit. And we will see who ends up with these, but currently Denise Carter at $30 per choice is our high bidder. And Cindy C at 31. Let me drop down there and get that. The snowflake or star impression on the back of these shows a lot better because it's the opalescent, and also there is iridescence on these, so they do have a little bit of a carnival treatment. Jennifer at $32 for choice. And we'll just give this about 10 more seconds here. Denise Carter comes in at $35 for choice. Will she be our high bidder? We will see when the bid end comes in. And again, to account for the lag, I'm waiting for the transmission to my other computer, so that puts me in the same place you are. And this time I see Cindy C at $36 for choice. So Cindy C, it is your choice on these. You may have one or both. If you don't take both, then Denise is the backup bidder. And I will have one more lot of 2 of these to choose from in just a moment. Cindy would like both. Thank you very much, Cindy. And again, all of you folks, let me make a note here. We've got 36 and 36. Fenton, Orne, and 1993. Okay, I just want to make sure we get the right ones to the right people. I'm going to show Marcy this tree and all of you folks too. So here's the deal with the tree. I have been using it as a prop because it's cute and it's cool and all of that. It's missing a few of its, oh, and there goes another one. But that one's on the floor, so I can get that one back. It's missing a few of its little jewels, but that's not really the big problem with it because you can find replacements for these and it's got some of them. The problem with this piece, unfortunately, is at some point when they were taking it down, they dropped the base. Let me put that top part down. They dropped the base, so the light stays in it. The switch actually works. The light actually works, but it is loose in there because you can see it got a little bit broken. I think what probably happened is somebody got a little overzealous wrapping this to shove it in the package. They left the bulb in and they probably bent it. So Marcy, if you are interested in this, or if anyone is interested in this, let us know. I would start it out at a bid of exactly $10. So if you don't mind it in this condition, then if you don't mind it in that condition, I am willing to make it available and put it up for bid. But I didn't offer it for bid because it is as is. So, oh, Feng Shui Babe says you passed, but Feng Shui Babe says she'll bid $10 on it. So I guess the bid is on, and I will hold it up again one more time. And again, I will send you, this one just really wants to keep falling out. I will send you everything that I have and I will wrap it as well as I can so it can get there. We have a bid of 15 with Critter Girl. So that is our bid, and I think it's a relatively easy fix. April Heart at 18. You will have to get a few of the bulbs for it too. But they're out there. In fact, I have some, I think what I have are birds, but I probably could throw some in for anybody. It's about a foot tall total. So that's it. Critter Girl at $20. I mean, the ceramic Christmas trees are so crazy popular right now, and I certainly would have put it up to bid, but I just wanted to be honest about condition. And now that you've seen it, yeah, I'm occasionally as well. With age, we get there. $22 April Heart. I'm going to go ahead because I want to run one more lot after this. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer on this. So we are at $22 and we've got under a minute left on this one. And then we will do 2 Fenton ornaments, and at that point I think I'm just about talked out. So I think I'll have to call it a night at that point. Jennifer Adair at $23 is our high bidder on this. I think it's just so fun that ceramic Christmas trees are a big thing again. And you know, they're not cheap to make. You can go do them again now. The ceramic places are all hot for it. It costs $75 plus materials. So it's not like it's free to do a new one. And people are starting to ask for the old ones and whether they have dates or things, because they want to make sure they're getting an old one from the 70s. April Heart, $26. And even better, Honey and Lemon. Yes, thank you, Miss Wildlife. I'll be having a little of that. Okay. And we are at the bid end, and Jennifer Adair at $27. This is for you. Thank you. I'm glad that you folks mentioned it. I'm going to selfishly keep my little 2-foot silver tree because I got to have one more thing for the next sale. for a prop, but thank you, Jennifer. And I will wrap it as carefully as possible so it does not suffer more damage, and then we'll get it out to you. So let me put this back carefully. All right, and so this is going to be the last thing for this evening. I know there's more stuff behind me, but I'm just running out of gas. But I will have one more sale on Tuesday. It'll be a lot of stocking stuffers. I'll try to bring a little bit more Fenton and critters and some other things. So we'll have fun then. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern as well. But for our last round here, I want to go ahead and run the last two Fenton ornaments. This is the very last I have out of, oh, you made 5 in the 80s. Oh, that's so cool. I have never made one. I actually would like to go and try that out. A friend of mine took a bunch of friends of hers and paid the $75 for each of them. That was their Christmas present, and they all went and made them together, and she said they had the best time, and I thought that sounds pretty fun, actually. All right, so these are choice again. We're going to start at $15 choice. These are the last ornaments that I have. This is it. This is the end of this collection. And we have the choice between the wreath here with the fruit, and we have the other one, which is the nice Christmas village scene. This is the 1991, so this is one of the earlier ones that we see. And thankfully, I have a really soft floor, so it's fine. Will I please bring the patriotic dressed girl? Oh, this one here. I will absolutely bring that on Tuesday, April. Absolutely, yes. So let me put real quickly in here, starting bid, and it's going to be 15 for choice. And let's see, we've got 90. Okay, we've got the wreath ornament, and we have the 1991. So yeah, I definitely need to stop after this because I'm starting to drop stuff and that won't go well. All right, so $15 each is the choice here. And there you go. And we've got 17 from Feng Shui Babe, 18 from Heather Clement. There's your choices there. And Sativa Queen, yes, I don't think they had the paint your own ceramic shops exactly, but there were lots of people doing home crafts that did the Christmas tree. So I think that's how you did them at that time. $22. I like the wreath too. It's something different. I actually like pink in Christmas decoration because it's, it's got the red feel, but it's a little calmer. $25 for Jennifer Adair is our current high bid for choice on these. We've got Cindy at 26. And we'll give just a moment to catch up there. Yes, pink. I agree. I like pink. It's a color I've always liked. And it's interesting. I keep telling people I think it's going to come back into fashion. And I really do, because of all of these people painting gray, gray, gray. And that's a color that goes well with gray. And I think some of these people who did gray on gray on gray on gray are starting to think, oh, I need some color in here. $30 for Denise Carter. Jennifer Adair, you were just a moment behind. I'm going to go ahead and do the Jennifer's at 32 now. I'm going to go ahead and hit the timer here. This is our last lot of the evening, so we are in the last minute of the sale, and I want to thank all of you for coming to both sales. I want to really thank Yvonne Thrifty Rich for hosting the earlier sale. That was so much fun. I haven't gotten to do anything with her in a long time, and she loves the glow stuff and just has that vibe, so she was the perfect person to do it with, and I'm really glad we got to do that. $33 choice from Cindy. We're just winding down in our last 30 seconds here, so all in, all done, because this will sell. Jennifer at 35 for choice. And Miss Wildlife, I will get, I know I've had several things for you, and I will get those packed, and we'll get an invoice out. It'll probably be Saturday, to be honest with you. And here we go. Denise Carter at $40. Loretta said you can just keep the hat now. I got dents in it and it won't go over her bouffant. Well, I'm getting to where I could have a bouffant, so I think I need it. Oh, thank you, April. That was really nice of you. I really appreciate the super chat. I will put it to good use, trying to go find more fun things to bring to you folks. And bid end, and Denise Carter here is the final bid. You have the choice at $40 each, and so let us know if you want one or both. And if you want one, we'll let the backup bidder have the other one. And Marcy, thank you. It's been really nice to have you come into the community and get to know you and what you like, and it's nice to know another Northwesterner. Okay, the red ribbon, which is this one, goes to Denise. So the pink wreath is our backup. Let me go ahead and put Denise for that, and our backup bidder was, let me see here. Our backup bidder was Jennifer Adair. Jennifer, if you're interested in the wreath, let us know. And if you're not, what I'll probably be, oh, funny. Now I see the signature on the wreath after it's all done. There is the signature of the artist. B. Wiesma. And this was apparently a 2002 edition. So let us know if you're interested in this. And if not, then we will put it aside and maybe we'll run it again on Tuesday because it'll be our last one. But Jennifer will take it. So I guess they're all gone. Well, that's wonderful. And thank you all. Your kind words and thoughts are so nice. And I really, I mean, without gushing too much, I feel the antique community has always been so warm and so inviting and so welcoming pretty much everywhere I've gone, and I have found that it is the same here online, and it's just wonderful. So I really appreciate all of you watching, all of you bidding, of course, is wonderful, but just everybody who supports the channel in any way, even our lurkers out there. I hope you're having fun with this too. So thank you all so much. This was really fun. I will make a note for Jennifer for the last ornament, and we will see you again on Tuesday, and I will bring a bunch of different stuff. I will bring this gal that you asked about, and I will bring a variety of things, and we'll have fun then. In the meantime, again, if you, I'll put up one more time, I'm going to put up here the antique. This is where you send, if you were the high bidder tonight, please, if you haven't already done it, send me your information at the antiquenomad@gmail.com, which I'm putting in the chat right there for you. And if you are around on Monday, we will have the premiere of our regular video on our main channel, the Antique Nomad, at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then on Tuesday, we will have our last pre-Christmas sale. And I'll bring a bunch of fun things for stocking stuffers and last minute, or just something for yourself. So thank you very, very much. If I have more bells, okay, I'm going to make a couple notes here really quickly of what to bring on Tuesday, because it will be my last pre-Christmas sale. So let's see, bells and the woman behind me. I've got it. All right, that sounds great. And you will be done with your auctions and home by 4 p.m. Okay, that sounds really good. Well, we'll talk to, and more Santas. I'm afraid I don't have any more Santas, Marcy. I am fresh out of Santas. There are certain things that went really fast early in the season and they're just gone. So pink things. Okay, I'll look and see what I have that's pink. I know of one piece in the room right behind me here that I can bring for that. So thank you all so much, and we'll see you again soon. And now, with that, I believe it's as easy as that. Thanks, everybody, and good night.